future of South America, or can I say the future of Guyana, or maybe yet the future of the Caribbean. So understand right now that Guyana just had their elections and the outcome wouldn't have mattered who the president is. Because you have to understand that this is bigger than the people of Guyana. And this is why it was so important for the people to come together, because what's about to play out in the future is about two political parties. And I'm not talking about the PPP, the PNC, WIN, talking about the two superpower parties, the US and China. This is about minerals, trade routes, gold. Understand the push right now is to stock up on gold for the countries right now, so they can back their dollars, their economy, so they can back it by gold. The news talks about the boat that was attacked in Venezuela by the US. Understand, China invested $1 billion into Venezuela. Look at a company called the Chinese Concord Resource Group and understand how they're investing in Venezuela to be able to have access to their oil and the type of technology that they're using to extract the oil from Venezuela. It's notable with the reserves that Venezuela has in oil. And so China right now is positioning themselves, which they already have. When you make a $1 billion investment, they already signed the deal with Venezuela. Understand, this is about two economic powers trying to see who's going to have influence in that region. And Guyana has a lot of Chinese influence right now and US influence. Venezuela has a lot of Chinese influence. When you have that type of money invested, it's a lot of influence and US influence with Chevron. So this is bigger than the people could ever imagine what's taking place. And it's a geopolitical stage that we're a part of. Trinidad and Tobago also dealing with their oil exploration. Jamaica with their oil, looking at Exxon exploring these two countries. So as the people of Guyana, the people of the Caribbean, the thing I really am looking at right now when it comes to just sovereignty of each country is really going to come back to the faith, our faith, and really coming back to families coming back together, because this is very political, folks. As someone who's wrote the book Oil Rich, and I've been studying this for a long time, I could understand now why the Middle East will become even more destabilized, because the Middle East is not a play anymore for their resources. Now they're going to come to South America. South America is the biggest play. It's the closest in proximity to the US. And you still have oil and you have all these minerals. I talked about earlier about BRICS and the foundation of BRICS and what's taking place and why Guyana might have to take a side. And now, as I look at this even bigger with other dynamics taking place, that statement still plays true. Because when you have a power like China and a power like the US right now. And realizing that Venezuela and Guyana are so close. And so this is the talk, you know, the war, the Maduro bounty fight. I think it was $50 million. So there's just a lot of things politically that we have no control over. So what do the people of Guyana have control over? You have control over your families. You have control over your faith. You have control over ensuring that you're planting fruits and vegetables in your yard and mining cattle, goats, and livestock. Because it's going to be a time where we might have to go back to the days of our grandparents. So just pay attention as an author, someone who's putting out this content just to inform. Really look around, look at what's going on politically. Guyana and Venezuela holds a lot of keys right now, not just to that region, but to the world. The Middle East play is going to become obsolete. Remember, America came off the petrodollar deal with Saudi Arabia. And so now you see Russia and China are stocking up on their gold. Modi, the Prime Minister of India, was linked up with the leaders of China and Russia. So as I talked about BRICS, and I know I had some critics that were saying that this thing could never happen, but that's when you're looking at it from the Western perspective. You got to look at this thing globally. The New World Order has happened. There is a global shift. America's economy right now, look at the bond market. So once again, to my friends, family, this is the time where you, like I said earlier, you draw closer to your God. You start planting fruits, you start planting your vegetables, you just start preparing. We are seeing a changing world order. It's evident. And yes, I'm glad that this election was able to be over with not too many casualties in Guyana. But that flyover after the president was sworn in Guyana, there was a reason for that flyover. The U.S. wanted to show they're with Guyana. And there's a reason for what's going on with Venezuela, because Venezuela picked a side already. They're with China. Even though China has a lot of influence in Guyana, it's going to be interesting to watch. God bless. Have a great one.